Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster, and yes, we are live tonight on this beautiful Thursday night. The crossover between deep summer and early fall. Gets it gets lighter later, darker sooner, but that's just telling you to slow it all down. If we were able to stay out till 9 or 10 o'clock as little kids forever, it would be exciting. So change of seasons, lots going on. We'll talk a little bit about that later. I do want to just mention that a little bit of confusion. I'm on the board at Mosquito Control. It's called Central Mass Mosquito Control, and we are the board that oversees the mosquito operation, treatment operation in Central Mass, but we actually go a little further. I forget how many towns are part of it. But anyway, so how it works is they do some larvicide treatments. They will free up a brook if it's stagnant and it has larvae. If there's tires, the mosquito control will go and collect the tires. They do local tire collections, and they also set traps around the area to trap mosquitoes, and then they test those mosquitoes, and we did get a positive reading up in North Leominster area, and so, but it's not triple E. There's a difference between triple E. There's a big difference between triple E, and that's the one where you hear people have actually died from it. This is West Nile, and so no need to panic. Just be aware, and they will be out on Tuesday night to spray, and that is based on the weather because it's water soluble to some extent. So I just want to point out you should have gotten a phone call. One of those robocalls. Did you get one, Rick?
I got two.
I got an email. I got a text. I got a phone call. I got another phone call. I hung up on it because I didn't realize that was it. Yeah. It called me back. Got another one on my other phone. It's like coming at me from all ends. Yeah. So I think there was some confusion about whether it was Triple E or West Nile. It's West Nile, and it was up around the North Leominster baseball fields. That's where it was. So they will spray. We have a map. You go to our website, www.leominster-ma.gov, and there are some maps there that'll show you the area that they're going to spray. If you want to opt out, there's also a link there that you can click onto, and it will go to mosquito control, and you can opt out. Sometimes people have koi fish or birds, or they just don't want the area sprayed. It goes into a GPS system, GIS system, and just before they get to your property, the machine shuts itself down. So no spray. So that's important, but even more important is Rick Voltor. He's the Director of Veteran Services from the City of Leominster. Rick, look where you are, sitting right downtown.
I know, right by one of our Civil War memorials.
Isn't that cool? Balls Bluff.
That's very cool, yeah.
Right? Balls Bluff.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were saying earlier, 15 years.
15 years
with the City of Leominster.
Yeah.
And by way of background, you grew up here in Leominster.
I did.
Hey, did you know they had a project reunion?
I found out when I came back. I was on vacation, and I came back and I heard about it. Yeah.
So I went to what I thought was Millie Belton's 80th birthday.
Yeah.
And so when I got there, I started looking around. I said, geez, I know Millie lived there. So I said, well,
sure.
So then.
Yeah, all her kids. Yeah.
And then I was told that they do a reunion, and this is a combination of the reunion and her birthday party. So it was really fun to see. All of a sudden, faces started to, people I haven't seen in
sure.
long.
And a lot of people came back for that, too.
Well, yeah. But people I haven't seen in like 100 years. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's right. Forgot
Yeah.
where you been, you know? So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so you grew up here in Leominster, and then take us through your career path.
So I grew up in Leominster. Grew up in a project. I think they call it Allen Crest now.
Yeah.
Went to Leominster High School, graduated Leominster High School, joined the Marine Corps. Spent 23 years traveling the world. And then my wife found this job in the paper. And
She did. She said, listen, if you think you're going to hang around the house here after 23 years in the Marines.
Well, I was still in, and I was stationed in New Hampshire, training Reserve Marines, and she said, hey, you got to put in for this job. And I said, honey, I'm not ready to retire yet. So then you found a person, but they turned it down, so then you opened it up again. So then she's like, oh, that's fate. That's fate.
See?
So I put in again, got the job, and here I am.
And a lot of the interview was by your peers.
Yeah, there was a good, there was a good
process.
crowd. And that's another thing I told my wife. I said, honey, I'll never get the job. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody.
You didn't have to know anybody. You just had to be the best candidate.
That's right. That's
and
right.
again,
It
you were
worked out very
interviewed
well.
by your candidates. You succeeded Rich Early, who was did a good job.
He went on to work for the state, doing the same thing.
We've had all good veterans directors.
We were very fortunate in Leominster.
It's just
and for a long time, Victor Ledger before him,
was here forever.
27 years.
And he had limited resources to work with. They really didn't give.
It was different when he was doing
totally
it.
different. So that brings us to now. Your office also took on 2 other towns.
We have Lancaster and Sterling.
And
We've formed a district, which has been working out really well so far. Yeah.
And you've got great staff, assistants there.
We do. We're going through. We're
hiring somebody.
We're hiring a new person, one of the part-time people, because we took on Lancaster and Sterling. So that person that helps with that, she's leaving, and so we're doing interviews right now. We just had 10 interviews between yesterday and today.
Good.
And out of the 10, 5 are going to get a second interview.
Nice.
So they're excellent candidates. So we're pretty excited by that.
So we have something special coming up for those that served in the era of 9/11.
Right. So the city of Leominster, throughout the years, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, has always done a medal. So they've done a medal to present, and they've done big ceremonies. You see the pictures.
Right.
So we've done, since I've been here, through your help, we've done the Vietnam medal, and now we're doing the War on Terror. So everybody that served since September 11th.
Who wants to zoom in on that? Camera 2? Go ahead there. Nice job there, Monica. There you go.
So we're mailing out.
Beautiful.
There's about 452 people eligible for that. We're sending them today, the application.
How many are eligible?
452 from Leominster.
That's
This is going from September 11th, 2001 to today.
Yeah.
The state maintains a database, so as near as we can tell, we got a bunch of them. We also have people that aren't from Leominster that are living in Leominster now.
Yeah, they're eligible, right?
They're all eligible now because they call Leominster home. Yeah. So and then we're also going to do one for the Persian Gulf that served in the Persian Gulf. And we got about the same amount of people, 450 something people. Yeah, between the two, there's about 9.
And you're gonna do that at the same time?
No, we're going to do that. We're going to do that one Veterans
Separately,
Day.
okay.
Yeah, because we figured 9/11 we wanted to do that one, and we're going to do. So we're jumping on back with the Roberge Park people. They do the barbecue for 9/11. So the barbecue is going to be 7 to 9. I'm sorry, don't go 7 to 9. It'll be over. 5 to 7.
5 to 7
is the barbecue, and we're doing the medals at 6.
Oh, nice.
So we have applications. So if anybody doesn't get an application in the mail, call us, come see us. We have an application, and we'll get you signed up. And it's just a little thank you from the city of Leominster for your service, because we can't do it without them.
Well, that's a lot of people. That's more than I first thought.
Yeah,
Good.
I hope, and I hope people tell people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You know what the saddest thing is sometimes, and I've heard this story 1,000 times when we give out these medals. A son or a daughter, a loved one, or a wife or a husband or whatever will say, "Why don't you go down and fill it out?" And then the day they have that, why don't you go down?
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't.
Right.
And later I'll hear from that person. I'm like, you know what? I should have went. or somebody that wasn't going to go that ended up going says, I'm really glad. Because it is kind of special. And when you're with all of those other...
all your peers.
Everybody. It's kind of, you're looking around, you're like, wow, this is pretty impressive.
And these are all people that volunteered, you know what I mean?
They didn't get drafted into
Right, they didn't get drafted, they volunteered, they did their thing.
And it's a historic moment in time.
It is.
You know,
I mean, we're trying to get them all together in one spot.
Remember the big picture we took of when the wall came here? That won't happen.
Right.
Those people, some of them may not be here, some may have moved.
Yeah, since then we've had a lot pass away since that picture.
You can never replicate that picture again.
Right.
You know, and when we did the Vietnam medal in the Korean War, or you know the ones that we've given, you cannot go out and replicate that again. That's and every one of those, I'm still looking through, and I'm like, wow, look at how many people.
We have people all the time. You know, I think that's my grandfather.
Yeah. Right. That's special, right? It's important. So they can get a hold of that application. Is it online, or they can?
So no, just they have to come see us.
Come to the Veterans Center.
Yeah, we can email it to them. It's on our Facebook page. Leominster, Lancaster, Sterling Veteran Services has a Facebook page, so it's there. Or they can come see us. We'll email it to them. You know, we want as many people, you know, as we can. And if people show up, you know, we'll
accommodate them.
Yeah, we'll accommodate them.
It's a beautiful medal, and you know, sometimes people are like, I don't know, hum, but I'm telling you. Don't miss this. This really is. This really is special.
Yeah, and we want parents to tell their kids, grandparents to tell their kids, and make them come. That's right. Bring your neighbor if your neighbor served.
Right.
So, yeah, I got a cool story. So I had 2 different veterans I met with this week. Okay, and they served on the USS Bryas, AR-12, a repair ship from the Navy, from 52 to 56. So I was meeting with one guy, and I looked.
They both served on?
They both served on the same ship. So, but I didn't know that. So I met with the first guy, right? And I put him over here. And then the second guy came in, and I was working with him, and I seen it was the same ship. So I thought I misfiled. Right? Because I'm thinking
the same information.
2 of the same ship. You know, that's not likely. So I said, hold on a second. So then I looked. Sure enough, they both served on the same ship, both from Leominster. And they don't know each other. Like, they met in 1952 on the ship. One guy was like, hey, aren't you from Leominster?
And then they never saw each other.
Never saw each other
again.
And
they've both been here the whole time.
And they're both from Leominster.
Wow.
So we're going to get them together on that veteran luncheon we do on Tuesday afternoons.
That's a great story.
So we're going to try to get them together.
Well, you never know, right? I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying. It's such a small world, Leominster.
Every time I post those pictures of entire family serving during mostly World War II in Korea, people just like, what? The younger people are like, what? Like,
the Remys, 5 brothers, the Comos, Viettes.
Ton of them. Like, you could have 5 or 6 kids in them. And I'm like, And they're like, really? I say, well, they don't allow them to serve anymore, right? They won't let them.
Well, they will. They just can't. They just can't go to the same place. They can't all be on the same ship.
Right.
So or the same unit.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, you know, that was common.
It was very common. Yeah.
Quite a few families up there, and yet people looking like, you mean an entire family like joined? I'm like, joined and got drafted, one or the other. Just that's what they did during.
And all different branches.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of females who were in the family.
We had our last female just passed away, and I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but she was the last. There was like 5 brothers and 1 sister, and she was the last one.
Was it Pacusi?
It was Pacusi. Yeah. Pacusi, or what's the other P? There's another. There's a Pacusi, and there's a. There's 2 P's, 2 Italian P's. It probably is Pacusi though, but yeah. This is amazing. There's at least 6 families that have 5 or more that served.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
And there's I've been trying to get the Pancari family to give me theirs because they had 5 or 6, I believe.
See, I don't have them.
I know. I keep telling them, can somebody find that picture and send it to me? Even today, you just take a picture of a picture and send it to me, and we can print it from that. So what's new on the veterans front? There's still people out there that are eligible for benefits?
So the big change, the big thing that's happening with the VA for Vietnam veterans, they have what they call Blue Water Navy veterans. So sailors that served on ships or off the coast of Vietnam, come January, they'll be eligible for presumptive Agent Orange conditions. Diabetes, cancers, heart conditions.
And it's just kicking in now.
It'll kick in officially January of 2020.
So there are going to be many more Vietnam vets who are eligible.
A ton, because they've been getting turned away because they didn't do coastal waterways. They weren't on a coastal waterway. They were just, they call it blue water off the coast. So now those guys, by an act of Congress, are now eligible.
Wow.
But come January, so we'll be inundated with those claims.
Get the word out, yeah.
Yeah, which is very exciting because all those guys have been waiting for years, and they have the same. They have the diabetes.
And they're in their 70s and 80s.
Easily, yeah.
And they could really use the help.
Yeah. Oh, it's life changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The health care, the disability benefits, and just to be recognized. Finally, to have the government acknowledge.
Yeah.
Yes.
After all these years of being sick and going to clinics and back to the VA.
For a lot of them, it's more about the point.
The point of it, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good news. We'll have you back on when we get closer to that. I know you got to run out.
Yeah, I'm doing a Boy Scout, Eagle Scout border review. Devin Smith, his Eagle Scout project was to repaint the inside of the Veterans Center.
Oh, awesome.
Came out fabulous.
Awesome.
And his border review is at 7.
All right. So we're going to take a short break. Thank you, Rick. Thank you for the work you do.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for all of the great things you
everybody
do
that
supporting our
helps.
veterans.
You have a lot of active volunteers up there.
We do, yeah.
At the
We're
Veterans
very
Center,
lucky.
And we're lucky.
Yeah.
Let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. There you go. And every once in a while I see a picture of downtown. It will have the old style flagpole, and many cities still have them. Ours was probably made out of wood, and it probably rotted out. And but someday my little dream is to see that pole back right downtown, a replica of the one that was there. Carl, welcome to the show.
Hi, Bud.
Mr. Art.
Yes.
How is Mr. Art doing?
Well, it's funny, the segue, if you will, talking about two people from Leominster running into each other after being in the Navy. I'm sitting at the Walmart on each side of Leominster today waiting for Rita, and this guy walks by the front of my car, and I looked at him and I said, wait a minute, a nice white beard, white hair. Is that Frank? No, this is a guy I worked with 35, 40 years ago. And I got out of the car and I says, Frank, the brakes went on, he turned around, he looked at me, and he's not sure, and I'm not sure. And once I said, hello, it's me, Bart, he goes, oh, for Pete's sake, we're hugging, and it was a wonderful,
wow,
unplanned reunion.
How long has it been since you've seen him?
Oh, my God. Got to be, I saw him once at the Molars about 10, 15 years ago, but not to talk to.
Right.
But he used to. We had a little warehouse on Tolman Ave.
I remember that. Yeah,
the building on the left. Digital did, and
Right.
Frank was running that for me, and I was in Northborough. And what happened was, this is a funny little story. I had a wonderful dog, and we had just moved to Judy Drive, so this is about 42, 43 years ago. And Rita calls and says the dog must have got caught in a trap or something down in the woods in the sandbank. Down where there were no houses across the street at the time. And I said, I can't leave Northborough. It was a busy day. I said, hold on. I called Frank down at the Leominster Tolman. He's right down the street. And he went over to the house, took one look at my dog, wrapped his foot, took him to the vet, got him stitched up, brought him home.
Wow.
It was just funny little things like that that bring you together and tighter. And
Does he still live in town?
as far as I know,
Oh, good.
we never got that far into the conversation, but he pleasant guy, and he couldn't give you enough work. You know, he was just one of those one in a million guys, and I hope he's listening because here's the funny part. Not funny, but interesting, I find.
Well,
I was talking to him. He goes, wait a minute. Now I know it's you, Bart. I hear you on the Mayor Show every Thursday night.
wow, see that? You got people.
I started laughing. I said, get out of here. No, I'm serious.
Wow, see that?
Yeah.
That's what Carl was saying before. He says, we got to give Art his own show. And I said, geez.
I'll tell you, we were talking at the golf course the other day about the old neighborhood at the car barn. And it's just amazing that the transformation of North Main Street from where MCM was, which is now the Hyundai dealership,
Right.
all the way to the line, everything's gone, including my house.
Yeah.
It's all gone. It's progress sometimes will do that, but what are you going to do?
No.
You just move on.
It becomes the highest, best use, isn't like Pignata's house. It just wasn't the highest and best use to have a two-family, right?
Well, not only that, I believe this with every bit of energy that I have, what's little I have left. It is so different nowadays. The friendliness of neighborhoods and people is not there. I mean, there's people 4 houses up from me, but they've been here 20 years. I don't know who they are.
Right.
But growing up on the Carbine,
No, you know everybody.
from Freddie, they make the whole circle up to Kmart and come all the way around to the Twin City Diner on the Fitchburg side of Water Street.
Yeah.
To Goyette's little market on Water Street, and then you came up and Lenny's Grill, Lenny Pancari.
Yep.
He'd come out, we'd be waiting for the school bus, and he'd bring out a whole rack of 5-cent potato chip bags, and he'd let us each take a little bag to put in our lunch pails. He always did that for us. It was so nice. Across the street was Caruso Block, which is still there. It's a big brick street right on the corner of Battle and North Main.
Yep.
And there was Caruso's Market on the left, and John Finelli, the barber, who started Finelli Amusements with a popcorn vendor at Cogsall Park.
Yep.
He used to cut my hair.
Wow.
Yeah, and all that's gone, and it's too big because it was a tight-knit group.
Wasn't it that guy Ilario that used to sell popcorn too?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he used to sell popcorn over there. Probably when Finelli.
But that's how John got started in the amusement business.
Amazing,
and now it's still Finelli Amusements.
Yeah.
His son-in-law, sons, whatever, have taken it over.
Yep.
But that was just in Battle Street now. There's condos down there.
Yes, single families and duplexes I think down there.
I didn't know it. I didn't realize that. I was down at the body shop down there.
Yeah.
Having them tighten something up on my Classic, and I said, we used to come down the street and play war down in the woods, and there was a brook that ran through, and I think the water came from Falula paper.
Oh yeah. Huh.
And one of the guys' brother-in-law had just got out of the Korean War, and he gave him his helmet. So we had that down in the woods playing war. So we thought we'd be cute and turn the helmet upside down and drink water out of it like you saw in the movies.
Wow. John Wayne.
2 weeks I was sick.
Oh,
because the water was from the paper mill.
Yeah, that's...
Get no brains at that age.
No, but you thought you were in the movies.
We'd go down there with our shotguns and go hunting. Try doing that today. In fact, I bought the gun at Ivor Johnson's in Fitchburg, Main Street. Took the bus up, bought the gun. I was 14 years old. Got on the bus with the gun.
Yeah.
Not in a bag or box. Carried it on.
And they, where'd you go at? What happened to that?
Went right in, got a cap, put it on, went down the woods, go hunting. Of course, we didn't get nothing, but...
It didn't matter. It's like going fishing when you're a kid. It doesn't really matter.
Can't get on a bus today with a gun.
No. In fact, if you're a kid and you're on the street, people call the police because they think that kid shouldn't be left alone, right? You see kids driving their bikes. People are like, why is that kid driving his bike? I don't know, because he's driving his bike.
Yep. But other than that, everything is good,
Good.
I hope.
Good to hear.
Yes.
Fall's coming. I love it.
Oh, golfing was great. You're not sweating. There's the bugs aren't bothering you.
If only it'll last till like, January or February. We've had those years where it'll last right into January and then we get clobbered in February.
Yeah. I do notice this year for some reason that the cooler it gets, the more I have to put on. I guess that goes with age.
That's the territory.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Over and out.
See you later. Bye-bye.
All right. We're going to cut out about 7:15 tonight. I have to get to a wake, and so we'll leave it a little early, but plenty of time to call in if you'd like at 978-537-7760, extension 3. Melissa Tasker was going to call in. Are you there, Melissa?
Yeah.
You got to speak louder there. I know you have that little tiny voice there, but Melissa Tasker does small business development in the city and did all of the events that we have in the city. So, Melissa, this is the second year of Dining Under the Stars.
It is. We're bringing back Dining Under the Stars to Central Street on Wednesday, September 4th.
So that's next week, September 4th. And what time does that start?
It's going to start at 6, and it will go right through 10 p.m.
So just for those that are coming through town, be patient with us. We block off the street. We'll detour you. But we had a lot of fun last year. We tried it out. We got together with the restaurants and some of the bars that are out there, and we tried it, and it worked well. And so this year, we're going to bring it back, and it was just a ton of fun. We had a ball.
I think anytime you get people outside eating and drinking and enjoying some of the last really comfortable evenings of the summer, how can you not have fun?
You have a band this year?
We do have a band. This year we're going to have the Quarry. They'll be playing some classic rock hits. They play Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and a little bit of everything that people will recognize. So they're really excited to play. They're a local band, and they've got a lot of good music that we think people will like.
Oh, outstanding. So that's next week, next Wednesday night.
Correct.
And it's from 6 to 10.
Yes.
And there's no charge to get in. And,
None.
You can just buy, there'll be a couple of restaurants there. The restaurants are participating, Monument Tap. Who else is participating? Mezcal, Columbia?
Mezcal, Columbia, Auntie Ellen's, B&M Pizza is joining us this year. The Monument Tap, Lando's. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, that's everybody there, right? So
yeah.
we'll try it out. And come on down. I mean, we had, and this is one of those events where you don't really have to know anybody. Everybody just sort of is very social, talks to everybody, and it's just a pleasant night. And you will not, you'll be talking about it for a whole nother year. Yeah,
it was an awesome time last year. It was an unexpected hit, and we're happy to be doing it again.
It was packed last year, and nobody wanted to leave. But we had to tell everybody we only got the liquor license for outside to serve alcohol outside till 10 o'clock. So we had to wind it down. And of course, people spread out and went other places, and it is a Wednesday night, so you got to make sure you're home to get to work for the next day.
That's right. We have to go to work the next morning.
And then September 13th, is it the Food Truck Festival?
Food Truck is back on Friday, September 13th. That starts at 5 p.m. and goes till 9 p.m.
Awesome. I can't wait. Make sure you get that grilled cheese lady back there.
We just got confirmation today. Say Cheese will be back.
Love it. I'll be there. All right, Melissa, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Keep up the good work. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. 978-537-7760 is the number to call, extension 3. If you were not with us at the beginning of the show, mosquito control in designated areas around the city plants traps, and we trap mosquitoes and we test those for Triple E and West Nile. And up in the Bernice Ave section of the city, which is in North Leominster off of Main Street, between Main and Lincoln Street, we've had some positive showings of West Nile, not Triple E, but West Nile. You know, as much as I see these different products about all natural products and try this, it works, you know, it's a good repellent. I hate to say it, but the experts all say it's DEET. The product really needs to have DEET in it. I know I hate the smell of it, but it's the only thing that repels mosquitoes. And I've tried everything else, and it doesn't work. DEET is what works. Carla, welcome to the show.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Crystal.
How are you?
What are you doing tonight?
I'm just relaxing at home with Marie and Walter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is it getting dark out earlier at night now?
Yes, it is.
Do you like that?
No.
I do. Just a little bit.
Well,
I like it slows everything down.
Yeah, it's nice to relax.
Well, I don't get to relax, but I like how it just sort of slows things down. Otherwise, everything's still active first thing in the morning and last thing at night, right? End of the day just goes on. It's only dark for like 4 hours. All right, good to talk to you.
Okay, I'll try to behave at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's right. And stop giving out all those free French fries.
I'll talk to Justin about that.
Okay. So long, Crystal.
Take care, buddy.
All right. So we'll head to, what are we going to head to? Let's do pictures of the week. People seem to like this. Photos of the week. Here we are, and there are old wood poles. See that old wood pole? At the very top of that wood pole houses that 2 racks of lights. Extremely dangerous. That wood, woodpeckers, and it just deteriorates over the years. And so those poles will be replaced with new poles and new lights at Fournier Field, and work will begin very shortly. Where they had that fire at 111 Mechanic Street is torn down. That's the corner of Whitney and Middle and Mechanic Street. So that building is down. We have 2 more buildings that will be coming down in the next couple of months. And there we are. Work begins on Arlington and Walnut Streets. And we're doing sidewalks and gas lines. And this is a gas line work. It's going to be done there, and they'll come back and pave it. We always visit the elderly complexes, housing complexes in town, and the only thing I really hear about is the condition of the sidewalks, which were really bad and not really handicap accessible. So we've done some sidewalks working on sidewalks on George Street, working on sidewalks at Bartlett Street. We'll be doing some culvert work on 117 in Tanzio. That's that area right there. Right off of, 117 is Lancaster Street in Tanzio. Doing sidewalks in the downtown area, mostly at the intersections. And what used to pass code for handicap or physically disabled status does not. And some of the intersections have sunk in, plows have done some damage, et cetera. So I think there are 29 different locations that will be repaired, and you'll see that yellow bumping material also placed there as well. So it's, there's the culvert work at Litchfield Street, bridge work to be done shortly. If you didn't know, there is a bridge, a small bridge. We got a small grant from the state, and this is a program that they've designed just for bridges that never seem to meet the criteria for a grant. So we are going to have to close down Litchfield Street for several weeks, but it's the fastest way to get it done. And again, what we don't want to have happen is that culvert pipe collapses, then we got to shut the bridge, then nobody gets through, and then it's an emergency, and it's just going to take twice as long. So anyway, that'll be happening soon. And this is opening day at Leominster High School. It's sort of ironic. Usually when they have the teacher-staff orientation, it's about 80 to 100 degrees, and I'm not lying, in that auditorium. And one of the things that we insisted upon when we did the renovations and expansion of the high school was that we put air conditioning in that auditorium. It's one of the finest auditoriums around, but people stopped using it for recitals and for other activities because most of the activities were from, you know, April, May, June, and July, and then, you know, then September and October. And we really couldn't use it because it got so hot in there with no air conditioner, and then add all those people. And so there were about 800 to 900 people there the other day. And it was a great day and a good way to kick off the new year. Lots of new staff, lots of energy. And so we hope and wish a good year for everyone. Where are we? We are at, looks like Northwest School. And there it is. It went from the summer months of being quiet and, you know, still teachers and staff visiting and principals, but back into full production. And the new police station is progressing. Hired a company now. Reached that stage where we'll hire another company to demolish the old Lincoln School, the old Miles Kedex, a 3-family to the left, Witten Insurance and Appraisal Company. They'll all be coming down. Phase 2 is phase 2 of the Mechanic Street project. In case you wonder where the tables and the chairs are, they are en route, if they're not already here yet. But there's a track. See, that second phase is behind the first phase and behind the St. Cecilia's, as well as the little water park. And it'll have a little jungle gym. But the neat part is it'll have another field, and it will have a track around that field. So that'll be phase 2. Look at those plants. Everything is just really, I mean, it's at its full bloom right now. And it won't be long. We'll start to integrate the new plants for fall. If you haven't been to Shoalin, get up to Shoalin. They have everything up there. They have apples. The peaches are amazing. I mean, pick some that you can eat right away, but pick some that you can throw in the refrigerator or just put them on a shelf. The next day or 2 days later, you are going to have peaches. And you have to eat a peach a special way from Shoalin's. You have to stick your neck out sort of forward because the juice just drips all over, and you don't want it to drip on your clothes. Or maybe you do. And they have blueberries, plenty of them, raspberries, cucumbers, and everything is up there. So you know what? Get up there this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think they're open on Monday as well. And my neighbor, Mary Blanchett, made this for me. She's 90 years old. And she has actually went to school as a young'un and made this special. It's I can't. The picture doesn't do it justice. You really have to see this and see the blend of colors and just how beautiful it is. But there's the pink flamenco, Mr. Wilkins. So thank you, Mary. Great job. And to have you make that is extra special. Oh, we had a surprise visitor at City Hall the other day. That's Donovan. And he's just a year old, but he knows where everything is in the office now. He is at the open door and cabinets stage, and he was a lot of fun, and that was the most serious face he had that day. So that is. Do we still have a caller? I just saw the lights were blinking. Caller, you there?
Hey, Mayor, how are you? George.
Sorry to make you wait.
No. I'll wait for you any day, Mayor.
Thank you.
I want to touch upon when you were looking at the pictures of the old street lights and the gas lights and all that. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Yes.
You know, they still have the gas lights down there. We just there recently. I couldn't believe they still have gas lights down there. Unbelievable.
The new restaurant where Fenwick's used to be. If you look at that side that faces the parking lot, gas lights.
Actual gas lights.
Yep. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I went to New Orleans. It was everywhere down there. You could smell the gas, too, you know?
You know, I think in Boston on Beacon Hill, I still think that there are some gas lights there, but I'm not 100% sure. I know at one time they still had some gas lights there.
Wow, fascinating. Well, anyway, Mayor, I just wanted to touch upon that. Great about the police department location coming in, and happy Labor Day to you.
Yes, Labor Day. And that's another goal I have is I want one of the old manufacturing machines here to put as a monument to the factory worker and all the workers in town who worked in manufacturing, right? That was a big thing, and it's come back certainly. But this building right here, where where DuPont's was certainly a building. These buildings
That's
were.
the difference between Leominster and a lot of cities, Mayor. As you know, I grew up in Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
All the factories that I used to work at in my early days, they're all gone down in that town, and it's sad. And as those factories go, the town goes,
Yeah. Well.
All right, Mayor. Happy Labor Day.
Nice to chat with you. Couple things. So, Dining Under the Stars, Leominster Food Truck Festival. We're going to be adding something new this year. We're just trying to pick a date because we wanted to coincide with the downtown farmers market, and we're going to be doing a tractor parade. So I put it out there, and I figured, we'll get some people. But Jeff, wait till you see Jeff's souped-up tractor, and I have a tractor, and it just seems like everybody's got a tractor. So we got tons of people that are interested. And the kids will be able to climb on them and maybe take some rides on them. And so it's going to be fun. So it'll be in September, I believe. And so that'll be fun. And so that comes up. And then the Johnny Appleseed Festival is the 21st this year. The Cannoli Fest is October 3rd. And then the Shoreland Farms Harvest Festival is the 12th. Halloween Parade is the 19th of October. So Festival of Trees starts on the 25th. This whole thing's laid out from now till January, and it takes a lot of planning, and you got to do that. But anybody that wants to help out, this year we're really going to put a big push on the holiday lighting parade, lit parade. Anyway, and we really want to try to push that and get as many people involved. Especially, you see kids' eyes. You see their eyes when those lit floats come by, and fire trucks and all the lights, and it's just beautiful in a special time of the year. What else? Updates. Work on Merriam Ave continues. University to Lindell Ave. There are street closures along the way. Sidewalks are continuing on North Street. Paving is going to be in October. In October, we're going to be moving forward with the Lincoln Street project, Litchfield Street project, which is to close it down for about a month. Phase 2 of the Mechanic Street Park, as we said. Moving forward with the Massachusetts Vulnerability Preparedness Program. And watch in early September to see how you get involved in setting priorities for environmental and emergency preparedness. Spending money at Northwest and Fallbrook schools on door replacements and security upgrades to central office and school offices as well. The state grant was for $75,000. We have cameras going up in and around different parks in the city. We have a lot invested, and we do need parks in some of those areas. And the rail trail passed the other night. The final piece of the project passed the other night, 8-0 by the City Council. So lots going on. Leominster Historic Society has a whole rack card of things that are happening. So make sure you pick up one of these. They'll be at the Johnny Appleseed Festival, Thursday, October 3rd at Leominster Public Library in conjunction with the Leominster Historic Society. Host local author Mark Bedancer, and I believe he's going to have his book ready. Risk Takers and History Makers, The Story of Leominster. Books are going to be available, and so all kinds of things going on. We'll make sure you know about that, and you can still get a free tree. This is the perfect time of the year. If you're going to plant a lawn, this is the best time of the year. If you're going to plant a tree, best time of year. I know people always can't do those things, but the fall weather is really the time to get those things done. So plenty of fresh vegetables. And we will do a segment this year, Carl, of where I will take a whole week and eat everything that's grown here in Leominster. And that's all I'll eat for a whole week. So if people want to join on that, we can, kind of like a book club, only a food club. So we're out of time here at Inside Leominster. Going to go to John Amico's wake up at the Richardson Funeral Home. John was a person that came with his family to eat downtown. We put those new tables in downtown that had the checkers and the chess things. And John thoroughly enjoyed coming to the square. We had music during the day. And John would come here with his family, brother, sister, and whoever else came, and they would have lunch downtown at one of the tables in the area. He loved it. He passed away, and I wanted to cut out just a little bit early tonight so I could make it over to Richardson Funeral Home. Out of time here at Inside Leominster. Thank you to everybody here, the whole crew that continues to come here on Thursday night. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You need to show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com.